You're listening to Behind the Desk, a student's podcast. Welcome back, guys. Now, today is going to be a bit of a shorter podcast because it wasn't a massive project, but it was a cool one to work on. So let's just jump straight into it. So, I was at work one day just working on some boring jobs like checking emails and stuff like that, when the boss comes charging in with a massive piece of equipment. And I have no idea what it was to begin with. Then I took a closer look. And what he'd put on the desk was an old cassette tape recorder. Now, this was super cool because not many people have these anymore, let's be real. And cassettes are kind of redundant at this point in time. But why did he bring it in, you ask? Well, turns out he had been in talks with a client who wanted us to restore an old cassette. Now, on this particular tape was an even older recording of the school choir from 1951. Now, obviously, it wasn't recorded on this cassette. It sounded more like it was on a vinyl player or a vinyl style recorder. I can't remember what the technology is called, but it'll come back to me. But the recording itself was not the greatest quality. There was lots of hiss and pops and clicks, and the overall quality was just poor from today's standards at least. And I'm sure at the time it was amazing, it was like the best thing to ever exist. But in its current state, it wasn't the best. So yeah, we were given this cassette tape and a recorder, and our job was to record it into Cubase and then try to improve the quality. Essentially remaster the track without any re-recording of instruments and, vocals. Which was a really cool process. I love things that are physically moving in the hardware because it's physical and you can literally see it and all that kind of stuff. But nowadays most things are digital, so having the chance to work with a tape recorder was super cool. And it was a simple enough job to record as well, to be honest. All we had to do was find a phono to jack cable, take the signal from the output of the tape recorder and plug that into the mixing desk. Then it was just the case of recording the cassette into Cubase, so just letting it run. And then it got even more cool when we started messing around with all these Waves restoration plugins. So things like X-Click and D-Noise plugins and all that kind of stuff. I mean, in this process, me and the other intern, Tom, were just messing around with the settings until we got something that sounded a bit better than what we started with. And I think we did a good job, to be honest. It wasn't perfect, but we definitely cleaned up the recording and got rid of a lot of pops and clicks, as well as a lot of low-end muffling and distortion as well. And the whole process was just really cool. It was out of the blue, and it was just something out of the norm to what we usually do in the studio. And I really hope we can do something like this again because it was really fun to work on, and especially just working with a bit of hardware essentially, because I like that kind of stuff, because I can physically see it, so it makes more sense to me than digital stuff, because I can't think or imagine what a digital plugin is actually doing. But if I can see the actual hardware, then it makes more sense to me. I don't know, it's a little bit weird. Anyway, that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this shorter podcast. Let me know if you've ever done anything like this. And until next time, I'll see you later.